So folks, for this week, we're going to be looking at Wallerstein's model and Rostow's model of development, and we're going to be applying it to, we're going to be applying them and looking at some of the differences between them, right? So if you haven't, weren't here for the lecture, or you might want to go back and watch that screencast. There's also going to be some resources linked on the lower left by the time you actually get this assignment, okay? Do What chart is just there to help you unpack the prompt and construct a working thesis. Folks, you need to have a thesis statement. Thesis statement, one sentence due to if-then indicative statement that addresses the spirit of the prompt. Just one, not one for each section of the prompt. So we're looking at Rostow's 5-stage development model of economic growth and the core periphery concept of Wallerstein's 3-part world systems theory. There are two of the most common ways of explaining development, right? Identify and compare the differences. So I want to know the 5 stages. Where do those fit when we're looking at the 3, not stages, but 3 categories of development by Wallerstein? How does that interrelationship play out? Could you literally take like traditional society, for example, and say that's really similar to the periphery? Because it is. Right? We're just looking at different scales and not linear, but as a system. Hey, I just gave you an answer. Use one of the 2 models to explain the level of economic development in either Mexico or Brazil, right? So we know that both those countries are considered to be emerging economies or NICs or BRICS. They're in that semi-periphery, right? Which is probably going to be in takeoff, right? Or preconditions to take off, somewhere around there. So you're telling me why? Right? What are the characteristics of the stage 3 in Rostow's model or semi-periphery countries that would fit Mexico or Brazil? And obviously, if you need to do some research on that, that's totally expected, really. Give 2 examples of how core periphery concept can be applied below the national scale, right? So we're looking at not globally, but taking that system of that core, semi-periphery, periphery, and that interaction, right, and applying it to one nation, right? So again, think of gravity model. Maybe you can really talk about the United States. Think about primate city rule. Think about interregional migration. And I would use the United States. It'd probably be the easiest one. All right. You're going to post, and then you argue in your discussion, in your peer response, which model is best, right? In terms of talking about either global development and or national development. Which one is like, yeah, it makes sense to me. That's the good one. All right. And tell me why. Take care, folks.